Let's turn now to Indonesia, where voters are heading to the polls to decide who will be the next president. It is a very tight race. A new opinion poll from an Indonesian research firm has Joko Widodo in the lead, but just barely. He's less than 3 percentage points ahead of the other candidate, Prabowo Subianto. Here's a closer look at the candidates. Joko Widodo is a former furniture exporter. In 2012, he was elected governor of Jakarta. He is a charismatic, but critics fear that he lacks the international political experience needed to be president. The other candidate is Prabowo Subianto. He's a former military general and the son-in-law of former Indonesian ruler Suharto. He is also accused of human rights abuses stemming from his time in the military under Suharto, allegations he denies. Let's take a closer look at what we can expect in this election with Andreas Harsono, Indonesia researcher with Human Rights Watch. And Andreas joins us from Jakarta. So thanks so much for joining us this morning. Let's start with those human rights allegations. Of course, Prabowo Subianto denies those, but has Human Rights Watch been able to stand any of those up?
There are 3 cases that are mentioned in Prabowo Subianto human rights a military dismissal letter, recommendation to dismiss him. One was the kidnapping of student activists in Java, 1997, 1998. And the second was East Timor, and the third was West Papua. It was recommended for him to be dismissed because of those 3 cases.
So, but he has denied these allegations. How are they playing out in the election? Do voters care?
Well, you know, this is a neck-to-neck competition. I guess it is fair to say that half of them do not care and half of them do care. Or at least those who do not care will say that it's in the past. And he was never having a military tribunal against him. That's why, you know, the case is kind of not clear because he was fired from the military, but he was not tried.
Now, the other candidate in this 2-ticket race is Joko Widodo, and, you know, contrasting him against Subianto, he's been portrayed as this, quote, squeaky clean leader, very humble, very down to earth. Is that warranted? Is that true?
Well, he has a clean record because he is relatively younger. He comes from a new breed of leaders post-Suharto period. I mean, these are new leaders who go into politics by becoming mayors or city councillors, provincial governor. They are not like Prabowo Subianto and many other Indonesian leaders who come from the elite, from the oligarchies, who come from the old patronage system. So in this case, yes, Jokowi is relatively clean because he has no baggage from his past.
Now, there has been some criticism that he lacks the experience on the international stage. And what do you say to that?
I think it is fair because he is now the governor of Jakarta, you know, dealing mostly with traffic jam, flooding, market, traditional market. And before that, for 8 years, Jokowi was the mayor of a city in central Java. And again, being a mayor, he was dealing mostly with market, with traders, with garbages, with clean water. So he did not have much international exposure. His international exposure, though, I think, are heavy metal. He is a fan of Metallica. You might know that Sting endorsed him, and many international bands and also national bands are endorsing him because that is his international exposure, music fan.